How many people here view sweatshops as inherently bad? Okay, now those who view them as good? Thank you. As you can see, this topic is very controversial, with many opinions on both sides. However, as countries develop, there comes a time in which industrialization occurs, thus creating new job opportunities, including sweatshops. While some may argue about regulations or how, quote, inhumane these conditions are, these working establishments actually help to raise living standards in third world countries, help to create new jobs, boost the economy, and help these third world countries to develop while also providing businesses in first world countries with mass-produced products specialized for consumption. Whenever someone contends against sweatshops, one of the first arguments made is that the major companies do not care about the working conditions in these establishments, and that they only focus on making money rather than keeping the workers safe. However, this argument is indisputably wrong. While it is true that these companies do focus on making as much revenue and profit as possible, according to an article by the Wall Street Journal entitled, "Sweatshops Hurt the Bottom Line," quote, "Factories with unsafe working conditions offset these benefits and create problems businesses cannot ignore," end quote. To build off of this, many sweatshops in third world countries do follow the rules set by the governments regarding safety and the treatment of workers. However, these countries lack the economic stability and governmental strength to create more just laws for its citizens at this point. One cannot and should not base their arguments towards these working establishments off of preconceived notions, and often misinformed ones too. The next point I wish to talk to you about today pertains to the discussion of job opportunities and wages for sweatshop workers in these developing nations. Arguably one of the most popular countries for sweatshop jobs is Bangladesh. Located in Eastern Asia, this country has been in the forefront of the world's view, in part because of their development as a nation in recent years. One of the biggest changes noticed is the exponential growth of jobs for its citizens. In a graph published by the Bangladesh Garment Manufacturers and Exporters Association, employment in this country has jumped from only a couple 100,000 workers in 1983 to well over 4 million jobs in garment factories in 2010. Since then, the unemployment rate for Bangladesh has dropped down to 4% as of December of 2017. Even in Vietnam, unemployment rates have dropped substantially, going from 4.82% to 3.18% in only 9 years, according to the CIC data, which provides expansive data and information for over 195 countries. With the ever-decreasing unemployment rate in the country, one must not hesitate to thank sweatshops for the creation of these jobs. However, there is more to these establishments than just the creation of jobs. Sweatshops, according to an article entitled, "Sweatshops Hurt the Bottom Line," quote, "Research shows that locating production in low-cost country provides a lift to those economies. Factory work offers an alternative to the lack of economic opportunity in daily life, and that," quote, "history shows that as low-cost regions build stable production environments, more industries enter the market, and both job and wages increase," end quote. By having sweatshops in these developing countries, it is easier for them to add money into their total GDP, or gross domestic product, for the country, thus strengthening them. To build off this point, in many cases, sweatshops help the citizens of these countries to receive an income that is well above those who do not work at these establishments. While the opposition may claim that the amount of money received by the workers is too small for the actual amount of work done, the average amount of money earned by the workers is more than what is needed to survive in these countries. Also, they must remember that these countries are in a lower stage of development, and as time goes on, their pay will increase as the economies in the countries begin to boom. As a country develops, there are certain steps in which it follows, as it grows from being considered a, quote, third world country. According to the Rostow model, there's a step known as takeoff, in which rapid growth of industry and manufacturing industries occur. Following these steps includes the drive to maturity and high mass consumption, with the final two steps being what the United States and many other first world countries are in today. With that being said, we We must not forget about the fact that the United States too had to go through these same steps as this model in Bangladesh, Vietnam, Honduras, and many other countries that are reaching a point of development both economically and physically. In a graph published by the United Nations, there shows a remarkable jump in the standard of living in developed and least developed countries, with jumps of over 20 points in this graph from 1980 to 2000. With this high growth, it is clear that the jobs created have been imperative to the development of the living standards in these countries. Overall, through the expansion of sweatshops, there is no doubt that they have done a lot of good for many of these so-called third world countries, and even in the United States, where sweatshops have paved the way for new economic success. As you can now see, these working establishments actually help to raise the living standards in third world countries, help to create new jobs, boost the economy, and help these third world countries to develop while also providing businesses in first world countries with mass-produced products. Remember, you cannot build a city in a day, and this saying holds true to countries, their economic successes, and their overall development. Sweatshops are a step towards prosperity for these countries, so let us not prevent them from reaching their true potential. Thank you.